Friends, for our series of Twin Flame Basics, we are now going to look at 18 true twin flame signs, one bonus sign that I also got, and we're going to talk about how it really works when you come to me and we get to the real truth of who your one and only true twin flame really is, and the role of the divine love reading in that. So, for this video, I looked at all the twin flame signs that I had been talking about until now in my blogs, on my website creativeuniverse.earth, on my videos, on my YouTube channel, Creative Universe. Petra Elsiegel at Creative Universe, right? That's where we're now. And I scanned them all and I got 18. Some were overlapping because I gave multiple lists and whatnot, and then I took those out that were overlapping and I got to one list. So yeah, I think you really want to know what are the true twin flame signs. So without further ado, let's get into it. 1. Your true twin flame actually does love you perfectly at all times. Now, you knew that already from 1 or 2 videos earlier in the Twin Flame Basics series, that they actually love you. It's not just an asshole that is really having psychological problems as well, but you know, this is an extra special sauce that we place over it, and it's called Twin Flame. It's the new rage, and we do as if it is actually cool. No, no. The twin flame is only one person. It is part of the deeper nature of your invisible soul. That is only one thing. And because that atmosphere in and around the deeper nature of your soul is made out of unconditional divine love itself, they are to you unconditional divine love, real love, true love. They do actually love you for that very reason. Even when they would have a certain communication or behavior that you would interpret temporarily, and their behavior is also temporarily as not love, unkind. And that can only be because there is something unaligned in you and therefore in them, in the both of you, as it relates to your actual deeper soul core inside of you where you're one. And you can work out that misalignment in the physical world so that it aligns with the deeper truth of what you already are, unconditional divine love. And that is the process. And in truth, therefore, they do always absolutely love you. And even when you are still in the sorting out process and in the healing process of these kinds of situations, which is only very understandable, you could still sense with a good sense of sensitivity that you must have because you are a human being. Underneath it, you must sense that they actually truly love you. When you underneath it actually sense that they actually don't, then it's not your twin flame. We're talking about something real here. We're not talking about an asshole, a narcissist, whatever, something that doesn't like you, but they're actually your twin flame, so you should be with them. No! We're talking about someone that seemingly may look like they do something less favorable temporarily in how you look at them, but underneath them you feel that they are actually loving you because they point you back to the love inside of you. And you can sense that in them. What that is, if it's a rando, that is just unkind to on the scale of unkind to asshole, or if it's your true twin flame, you are able to sense it, because only the true twin flame shares with you directly that inner divine unconditional love. That is their nature. If there's a rando that is just an asshole to you, then that might actually still refer back to that you need to love yourself better, and that may still be an awesome pointer. Although the true twin flame is your biggest mirror in everything. That is just complete. This mirror is complete, but that can happen with this asshole rando. But they will never be part of that underlying layer that is one with you on the divine level, and you can sense that. So be honest with yourself if you feel that or not. And that's how you know the true twin flame. Well, that was a lot about step one. Sign one. So let's see. I was actually like, ooh, let's race through these 18 signs and one bonus. But I want to explain them a little bit to you. Not too much, because, we don't want to talk for hours here. We just want you to get true twin flame signs too. You do think same deeper thoughts around the same time. You don't always think the exact same thoughts at the exact same second, but you do think same deeper thoughts around the same time. And this comes out in, well, it's around week 4 of the year, and you feel like, I know we're at the end of January, and I had a thought about this new calendar year, but I feel like changing my vision of the coming year. Actually, I feel actually some sort of different about it now. I feel that I actually should let a part of my work go and start building on living in a new place instead. And when I finally am living there, then I want to actually erect a new sort of branch on my business that I see is much better placed when I live and work in that new area too. So yeah, I think that'll be maybe the second half of this year. There comes this enormous change in my mission feeling. It's just a random example that I just came up with. And the twin flame will also, in the beginning of that calendar year, feel the same kind of thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that my life is going to change. I have a feeling that something in my being in the world and my work or mission is actually fit for renewing. Yeah, I don't know if I make it to the end of this calendar year with my present job. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to orient myself differently, and this summer really make the final decision about that. They may have the same sort of guidance towards the future. In family too, in all kinds of other topics too. You will see that every time, and you will see that not in every single detail of your daily life, in your home, in your kitchen, with your breakfast this morning, but in a more broad scope of things. Important changes in the direction of life will always be sort of the same, sort of at the same time, and ultimately moving you closer together, or at least have that potential. That's what you will see with a true twin flame, whether you believe it or not, whether you know them already or not. That's my second twin flame sign. 3. You go in the same direction with your true twin flame. Well, that's a little bit the same as second. But yeah, maybe it was what I said at the end of the second one. I should be less extensive about my explanation, because I'm gonna say all the signs in the explanations of the point. So you go in the same direction. You will see that by moving through life in that kind of way, parallel in a sense, with at the same time approximately moving through similar life lessons with similar realizations on the soul level about who you are, what you're doing here, and what you should be doing next, you will see that you move in the same direction, because your lessons will lead you to conclusions that lead in ways that are similarly directed. Well, what I said, like, oh, I should maybe be more myself in my work and mission. And they feel that too. And there is like an authenticity checkup that is happening, and they will do that too. You move in the same direction as them. 4. Even when they are seemingly an asshole to you, you know deep down they love you. It is a twin flame sign that when you see them act, it's a little bit about what I said in 1, but that was your true twin flame actually does love you perfectly at all times. And this is even when they are seemingly an asshole to you, you know deep down they love you. So I also gave a little bit of a larger explanation in point 1, and it already sort of included this one, unknowingly to me, but there we go. So every time you see them do something that you really feel upset about, that is actually a sign that you are upset about something, and that you can heal that yourself in yourself, and that they're helping you to heal that inside of you by that temporary mirroring that to you that actually is in your looking at them mostly. That is what the true twin flame does. When that does feel not loving, and you feel underneath them that they're actually not doing that from the basis of you two sharing that core divine vibration, then it's not your twin flame. But when it is actually so upsetting, because it is exactly, but then really exactly the same in a mirrored way as what you need to heal inside yourself, that is them loving you. And that is the true twin flame. And whether you like it or not, that is actually loving you, and that is what a twin flame does. It is even a twin flame sign. How about that? And you are responsible for healing your vision upon the world and on them, how you see them and how you interpret that. And you better start to interpret it as divine love, because that's what it is. And when it's the true twin flame, you will be able to do that after you did the healing work. Yourself, on yourself, you're responsible for that. And you can. And that is immensely empowering about this whole journey. And when you've done that, you will conclude that this was the perfect mirroring of that thing that was inside of you, that you now healed. And now you can see that as love. And they have perfectly done that. That is the true twin flame. It's a twin flame sign, believe it or not. I know there are many twin flame signs out there in all kinds of videos. I'm not interested in them. I only tell you what I have made through, what I have experienced, what my students experience, what Divine Mother has shown me herself, and what I channeled from Divine Wisdom itself. 5. You share your fundamental core values with your true twin flame. Yeah, only with your true twin flame, not with your false twin flame. They will maybe sort of kind of do as if they sort of share your values, but eventually when you go deeper with them, they actually don't. It's not, they're not committed there. It's some sort of fake. It's some sort of, they try to be liked by you because they have some sort of secondary benefit perhaps, but they don't actually share your deeper values. But the true twin flame does. It's like the fundamental core values, not if you both like the same kind of diet, but it's more like the reason why you would like that is the same. You see, it's not that You always like the exact same color to paint the outside of your house, but the deeper fundamental value is that you both value an aesthetically pleasing surrounding. You see, so that's how you have to see it. It's like the underlying thing. And there can even be moments or like topics where it seems like you actually want a little bit different things in life, but they are complementary. And you will find that underneath it, the value aligns with each other completely. And that's how you will find harmony. 6. The true twin flame will want to go deeper with you every time, whereas a false twin flame won't. No, they won't ever. Well, maybe they want to go deeper with you one time. They will pretend to want to go deeper with you one time, maybe two, because that's how they can keep you a little bit around, right? But you will eventually find out that they don't really want to go deeper with you. It was never really actually what they wanted, and they also didn't really. But the true twin flame, they will want to go deeper with you every time. Now, what's going deeper? Well, this is doing the inner work. But it between twin flames means clearly getting to know each other better, going to the next stage of intimacy, going in a deeper conversation about what you truly value. Having both episodes of inner healing and allowing that to happen on your own timing and sticking it out with each other. You know, that's going deeper with each other, and they're wanting to do that with you because they actually love you. A true twin flame is not interested in hanging around when you have a 6 months trauma healing episode, because they want to have what they want to have now. That's what they're there for with you, to take something. It's not made out of love. Well, there you go. Another twin flame sign. How to distinguish? Well, I think it's going to be a lot more easy through this. And let me know, of course, with a comment below if that's the case for you. 7. The true twin flame is your exact energetic match. Yeah, there's only one, and you match. You are maybe the divine feminine on that deeper soul level, which can be temporarily different in experience than what your body may signify mostly, and what your identification and aesthetic process of what you present yourself in the world as your gender may say. But you are either the divine feminine or the divine masculine on that deeper soul level. And as these complementary partners, there is one single core vibration. That is the match, the energetic match, and that's it. There's nothing else beside that. There's not a range of twin flames that, yeah, this one came very close to my energetic match, but not really. But let's wait for another twin flame. Well, that doesn't exist. Okay, that doesn't exist. Maybe that's what they call a soulmate, because that can be just anyone that comes close to your vibration. But they never are that exact match. And maybe it's a really kind person. Maybe it's an awesome person. Maybe you feel that they're your twin flame. So they're maybe like a false twin flame, you could say. But it's never that one energetic match. The true twin flame is your one energetic match. No discussion about it. That's it. If you have a person that can read it, they can read it, and that's it. But that's a, how do they say that? That's a tall ask. I don't know. That's not how they say it. Well, I can't find the expression, but it's difficult to ask that from someone, because it's very rare at this point that people can read that. It's very, 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 very rare. So if you want to find a twin flame teacher, they should be able to do that. That's what a true twin flame teacher is. It's not just anyone on the internet that just has a couple of vague notions that are secondhand as well. That's not a twin flame teacher. It's not someone that is reading tarot cards and can read all kinds of things and just throws in the twin flame as well, because people talk about that word. So they want to also talk about it. And they just accept that you say, this is my twin flame, and then they do the twin flame reading, and they just accept what you say and then do the reading and then give you the twin flame reading, quote unquote, back. And that is not a twin flame teacher. That is just someone that uses that word with like general, I want to feel a little deeper kind of services. I'm not saying all of them are awful or something, but what I'm saying is that a true twin flame teacher is able to discern the true twin flame for you with you. It is your exact energetic match. There is no other one, and it is able to be discerned. And a twin flame teacher also knows exactly how to bring you there, what kind of, problems you can have, how to resolve them, and really goes in with you there. They have the full gamut of possibilities. They have the tools, they have the connection with Divine Mother. They have all in place, and they can guide you from Alpha to Omega in the entire journey, moving forward indefinitely. That's a true twin flame teacher, and that's very, very rare. Just saying so that you also become maybe more clear about that one. Let's see if we can go back to the twin flame signs. 8. The true twin flame will fit in with your life vision. Yeah, they just do. They just do. I don't want to disappoint you, but they just do, and it's actually a wonderful thing. So if they don't, then it's not your twin flame. If you feel like you must have children in this lifetime because otherwise it's not right for you, then your true twin flame also has that feeling that children are in for them in this lifetime, in this relationship with you. Otherwise, it's not your twin flame. We're really looking at these very fundamental life ingredients about your life's vision. And that will never truly clash with your true twin flame. Maybe your life vision is, I do want to get to know my true soul core, who I truly am in the light of God. No matter what, that is everything that I really want. And they will also have that. If you say, well, I want that, and I also want to do that in a societal good spot with a lot of mission work and, bringing in good money so that we also can have a good old day together and enjoy our children and in the atmosphere of divine love. But I hope that we also know that we have enough money to do that and stuff. And I want to enjoy life in that sense together as well also. Well, when that's sort of your life vision, they will also have that. So there you go. Be honest with yourself and see if you have the same life vision or compatible life vision. I had a false twin flame, and he wanted to move to mid-Africa, and he wanted to live everywhere and nowhere, and not have a house, not even have an address, really. How do you say that? Well, an address to live, just know I don't have an address. I'm just living everywhere and nowhere, and I don't need to live somewhere officially. And I thought for some time it was my twin flame, so it was my false twin flame. So because I actually really don't want to live like that, so that was really not my life vision. And I should have known that, I should have gotten that from these signs, but it was really difficult for me at that time. So I also understand that these things can be difficult to discern, even though it is watching you blatantly in the eye. It can still sometimes be incredibly difficult and painful to really state what you're actually experiencing, because maybe you are lovesick because you have been traumatized in early childhood and you wanted twin flame so much that you just project it onto anything all the time, um, which happens a lot, I think. But that's not the true twin flame. The true twin flame comes forward when you really apply these kinds of twin flame signs and be decisive about it. And that can be very difficult in itself. Hence, our relationship comes already in the picture very much, again, with the twin flame teacher. Because that, that gives a context to together work this out. And a safe context to be together in these kinds of uncoverings that can feel very naked and very painful sometimes, depending on the trauma and the things that you're carrying with you and whatnot, your sensitivities and your upsets. Yeah, very understandable. But if you maintain that you do want to be with the true twin flame, well, yeah, you will one day move through all these places inside of you. So that's really what that is. And it's not a curse. It's really a blessing, because we're talking about a true twin flame here. And then these things that can be temporarily painful actually point you to the biggest sigh in your life, because now you can let it go. Now you can become truly happy and joyful in that place inside of you. And you will be truly happy with the true twin flame that opens the door to everything your heart desires. That's just the definition of the true twin flame. It's only on the journey with the things that we have to let go of that the pain can temporarily move through you, to purify you, to go deeper into your happiness. So that's definitely worth it, right? All right. 9. The true twin flame can stand your errors, forgive them, and correct them with you, for you. Maybe you're incredibly stubborn and you don't want to see your part in a certain abusive situation of the past that you feel traumatized by. They will be able to put you in your place in a good way. They can stand you. They can correct you. They truly love you. They are not some person that is crumbling under you walking over them. The true twin flame is someone that is your match. They can push a little bit back if you have to then sink both deeper into the true love and then be there in intimacy again, all the more because you figured something out there, and then you sink deeper in that love and you can just share there again. Or for the first time, because you had that stance towards each other that was actually good and necessary. They will be able to handle you. That is the true twin flame. So in that sense, you don't need to be too sensitive with them, too kind, and so too shy, because they will actually be able to stand up, well, against you if it's necessary, but with you, that most of all, with you, to stand there with you, and if necessary, correct you, send you to your divine core and ask you to, you really need to look at that, go inside, go to God and sort that out, and then come back. They're able to say that to you. That's the true twin flame. And often they will already be saying something like that to you by the fact that they stay away, what everyone complains about. Think about that for a moment. What does that say to you? Maybe that says to you, go to God, figure this out, and then we can meet again. The true twin flame, when it is the true twin flame, It will get worked out and you will meet up in a more intimate way afterwards. Guaranteed. And it might be just the message that is actually being communicated to you by them having so-called walked away or so-called ended the communication. There you go. And what to think about, they have another. You know, I was thinking about that this morning, even today, when I record this video. I was like, oh yeah, this memory came up again. Like, yeah, that was funny, you know. You can be like trying to work through, like me in my situation, try to work through the fact that they have something else. And then actually remember, looking back, that when we went to union and after 3 months we were in harmonious union, the union, that's before that happened. 3 months later was the harmonious union, consciousness state happening to me, to us. That was the time when I actually also told him I have someone else. Because I thought I had. Well, this is going to be very confusing perhaps, but actually in a subtle way true for everyone, so pay close attention. I told him I had someone else, but that he was not around. It was actually the guy that went to the middle of Africa, and he was in the middle of Africa, and I was expecting him to return, and I was making plans to be with him and to commit to him and whatnot. But looking back from a place of being more fully healed and whatnot, we really didn't even have a relationship back then. We also didn't really have an agreement on it, but it sort of felt like that to me because I wanted that. I was deeply traumatized by early childhood trauma and sexual trauma during my entire childhood. So there you go. And that sometimes results in all kinds of illusions about love in the world that we have as grown-ups. This is really not unique or something that I have that. But okay, so this was my situation. And I did not actually have a relationship with him because we had no, like, we didn't agree on that at all. That was the whole point. And then he went away. It was like over a year earlier. We didn't have any agreement. That was the whole problem. And then he went away and I was left alone with that problem. But I tried to solve that problem by saying to myself, well, we actually do, and I hope that he comes back, and then we'll make it work. That's what I thought. And that's also what I told my twin flame. So it was not him that had another, I had another. And I was actually telling him that and whatnot. And I was actually, you know, like almost cheating on my so-called partner that I had so-called back then. And that may be, you know, what I would say to him, you know, like, why do you have someone else? Why are you cheating on the other with me almost, or something, you know, like, what an asshole and whatnot. But that was really exactly what I did. But looking back, seeing the actual truth of myself, it was actually so that I was only completely confused. That's what I was. I was traumatized, confused. I did not have a relationship, but I wanted to control him into one when he came back. And I was trying to talk with this guy about it over the internet while he was half the world away. That's what was going on. So I was deeply confused. That's actually the truth. And I only wanted to be with my true twin flame, and the one that felt like it was what we now know is my true twin flame, right? I was so deeply confused. But I felt, you know, I did have a deeper sense, and it was very up to date. It was very much, you know, I was in the vibration, but I was deeply confused with my thinking about everything. But the truth that came out in that situation was that the one that truly loved me the true twin flame and the one that I had the actual relationship with was my true twin flame. I did not even have a relationship with this other guy, because this other guy definitely did not want to be in any form of relationship with me. He didn't even, he didn't even want that. Well, sort of, kind of, to some sort of, when it suited him, get something out of me a little bit. But that was not even to be called a relationship, honestly, because we also didn't agree on that in any sort of way. And he had all kinds of connections that worked exactly like that besides me at the same time. And he already did things like that for years and years. And he had no intention of changing that whatsoever anytime soon. But I lived in my world with what I wanted and what was the deeper values of me in my twin flame union. And I just lived in, let's say, that mental world or fantasy where that was true. He just didn't fit there, but he did as if he fitted there a little bit, and I believed it enough for some time so that he could get something out of me. So a little bit like a parasite, and me still not healed enough to have enough sense of boundaries and self-esteem and whatnot. But that changed dramatically and completely at that time by the interference of my true twin flame. So I couldn't actually say, like, you bastard, you have a partner, because I was doing the same. And then at the very same time, and here comes the definitive crux for you to understand how this works. He also didn't have a partner, even though he had like the societal and the social contracts for it in a way that seemed traditional. But he, I came to know at the inside of my heart, in the truth of God, actually hadn't opened himself to the love for himself, to his own self-love on divine level. So then you actually don't relate to this partner that may live under the same roof as you. So he did not have a relationship. The only true relationship was that between him and me, the true twin flames. But to make that work, we had to dig a little deep in all these topics to really clear the way, and we have worked on that for some time. So I may say I'm going to correct them, right? And I did, by my role in this coming together in this union situation. Bam, kiss, right? And he wanted to correct me with my silly illusions by coming in my life, in the union from his side of things. Kiss. And the truth came out. But I could not say it was only him. And he could not say it was only her. Just the truth came out. And it corrected us. And we went into this process of working this out to completion, all these topics that were bursting open like this. And that led to the forgiveness of these errors and the realization that we can still stand each other in all of this. And that is the love of true twin flames. So that was, the true twin flame can stand your errors, forgive them, and correct them with you, for you. 10. The true twin flame is the one that will be by your side when you unfold your union's mission. Remember when I talked about my false twin flame, the guy that went to Middle Africa and whatnot? So it looked also a little bit like as if I was unfolding mission elements with him, because I at that time I felt that they seemed the same, and he was walking through my life a little bit at that time. And also pretending me that in my direction that he was doing something with me and whatnot, or saying yes when I said that I wanted something with him, although nothing really happened. And that's why one of the ways I thought he was my twin flame, although he was clearly a false twin flame. But that is because actually, when it is truly like that, it is the true twin flame. When you actually unfold your true union's mission, the true twin flame will be standing next to you, in the heart and or in the flesh too. And it will be that will be the true twin flame. There's nothing else, because when I was with the false twin flame, and I thought that we were sort of working out some form of mission together there, I actually had a misalignment with my own mission. And only later on I got the full alignment with my true mission. So that's also why you need to get your mission straight, and you need to check that out with your twin flame teacher as well, because just like the true twin flame, this can be seen and felt with inner vision, and it can be something that is very concrete and on only this. And that's the energetic alignment, and that's what you need. And it can sometimes sort of look like it, but not really be it. So it is really about that inner alignment that we're talking about, and you really have to make sure that this mission idea falls on that one. It's anchored in your true union. It's not something that you fantasize on top of it. It's something that is inside your union. It is in the architecture of what you are there. It's not something that you fantasize on top of it. So yeah, that you have to check that out correct as well. And when you will start to be genuinely active in your correctly aligned mission, your true twin flame will support that and be there with you for you. In the heart and in the flesh too. Sometimes temporarily, not yet in the flesh. I have had this sense of I'm building on mission for 2 decades. 3. And very many societally and socially oriented men, or the men that I know, whatever, they would not support me there, and they would find it stupid also, I think, for the most part, specifically like the more spiritual part of it, right? Because I also have done, for instance, my career as a poet and author in my own native language, Dutch. And, that is something that, well, like being an author was like more recognizable, for instance, right? But being something spiritual is really, that's not something that any man would like support or something. So I tried to say something like that, but I feel that my true twin flame has always supported me, as societally as he is. So you see, that's how that works. 11. You can discern it from the lived reality. They are, or are your genuine potential for best friend, ultimate lover, life partner, mission partner, teacher, and student. Well, let's take them as one. Teacher and student, student and teacher. You actually alternate that towards each other. You're both students, you're both teachers. But when you will feel it, you feel it in maybe in an alternate way. Like one is a teacher, one is a student. Then the roles change a little bit, depending on the topic, on the time. Right. Yeah. They are, or are or you see a genuine potential in them for Not some sort of, yeah, they have the potential, but they will never make that come true because, that's not how that works. You can't change another person, and you are just actually silly to fall for potentials, how they say it. But that's not what we mean here. What we mean is they have a genuine potential to be that fully for you, and you feel that genuinely. So it can be that first you're best friends for some time, and then on top of that, you uncover that you're also ultimate lovers. You see, it's a progression and an unfolding of all these parts of the relationship that you truly, genuinely have with your true twin flame without it being fake. It's a deepening, and then it unfolds open all of these roles towards each other. And when you're not yet a life partner, but you have already opened best friend and ultimate lover, then you know that life partner will also open. And because there's this genuine potential for it. And you place the value on unfolding this divine love. And you commit to that. And then they will too. Because you're twin flames and you choose as one at the core. Yeah. A genuine potential. Or you discern from the lived reality that they already are your best friend. For me, that was so, for instance. I just realized that this was my best friend already for, I don't know, 30 years or something. Well, maybe like 15 that I was really aware with the name and the face, and like it feels like we're deep friends actually. And we saw each other as friends, like we had appointments as friends. And then I realized this just feels like my best friend ever. And that was true. And it felt so good that there was genuine potential for other things as well. Not a dreamed up fantasy potential. Yeah. And that also, this genuine potential also made it actually kind of eerie, fearful. Because, the true twin flame is the place where love becomes really real. And we may not be prepared to let the love in. It's real love, okay? Some people don't even believe in love, or they think it's, at the end of the day, not something for them, or like their unconscious nature thinks that for them or something. It can be deep aversion for the actual love. And I think it truly in and truly touch you. So maybe good to know that you're not the only one, and that your conscious mind may say just as much as it thinks it wants to shout it out, I want a twin flame. I'm ready for this love. Maybe you're actually not. But that's why it's a journey, and you do inner work, and these roles that they have for you, best friend, ultimate lover, life partner, mission partner, teacher, student, they unfold, and they are revelations. It's beautiful to move through that revelation process. 12. They have similar desires that are compatible, no compromises. Maybe you want to live in a cozy house that has a study, and that is placed in a rural atmosphere. And maybe he wants to live in a big house with stature in these suburban plains. And maybe that's actually very compatible. There's just one thing that is out there in the world where you can live that holds both things. So you don't need to make compromises. And that's for every topic. That's with a true twin flame. Maybe one of you wants to have a learning experience with building a full family. That's what happened to us. And the other one wants to have a learning experience through a spiritual journey to the Christed Masters. And we were both able to do that in the height of our, I don't know, adult life, young adult life, without compromises. We both were able to do that. And then still come together in a life as one. And still have it feel as a life as one. And still come to this consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union in a life as one. Both having had our lessons to reach that through these topics. No compromise needed. I don't need to compromise meeting the Christ Masters because he needs me to be his stay-at-home mom or something. So that eventually I can't go meet the Christ Masters at all because there's no way of focusing on that for 1.5 years to make it really work and go meet them and whatnot. That would be a compromise that would be impossible for me in this lifetime because I had to do that, not for myself, but for the entire universe, for you, for everyone. That was my role. That was my heart's desire. I had to do that. Yeah. And he had to do the other thing, right? No compromises. It still fits. 100%. We're not talking about 95% or something. No compromises. You may have similar desires, not the same, but they are compatible and there are no compromises. You live one life and that's completely possible. 13. You only see an ongoing, unending reciprocal relationship with them, even when there would be healing needed on that journey. Yes, that's how it feels between me and my true twin flame. A never unending reciprocal relationship. I can't see our relationship end. We're always rolling back into communicating with each other. Whatever happens, this has been proven to work with extreme cases of extreme seeming disagreements and extreme seeming stretches of time and distances on the earth, and it always still felt as an ongoing, unending reciprocal relationship. And that's how I genuinely feel about it and genuinely see it. We're talking about that it genuinely feels for you like that, you know? Even when there would be healing needed on that journey, yeah, because for us there was significant healing needed. And that was also what, for instance, was communicated through not seeing each other for long stretches of time. Part of that message was that there was healing needed, but we were able to do that and still see this ongoing, unending reciprocal relationship. So this is what you see with them. If there's a person where you don't see that with, you don't feel that with, then it's not your twin flame. 14. They heal as you heal, even when it looks differently than you think it should. Yeah, they heal as you heal. When you do the true twin flame work with the key exercise, under guidance of a twin flame teacher, in the right energy and community, right? Which is also needed there. You start to heal. And they will heal as you heal because they're one with you at the core. That's why they're your twin flame. If they're not, then they're not your twin flame. If they are your twin flame, they are one with you at the core, and they will be affected by your core healing with the true twin flame work, with the right twin flame tool in the right energy, with the right teacher in the right community. Even when it looks differently than you think it should. And that's a lot of the time the case when you're like, yeah, I'm healing, but they're still with someone else. So nothing is happening and it's not working, and I don't like it because they should by now have let go of the other person and come to me because I say so. And I want that. And I am the one that is controlling everything here. You see, that doesn't work. So you can't control someone else. Don't try to control your twin flame. They don't like that. You also don't want to be controlled. Nobody wants to be controlled. The true twin flame in harmonious twin flame union takes place in freedom, okay? That's love, okay? Control is the opposite of that. So that doesn't work. So you may think that it should look like a certain thing, but that's just you trying to control everything. There's no way it should look like. It's not a tit for tat relationship like, yeah, but I did 2 key exercises, you know? Do you have any idea how difficult it was to heal through that? And now I need to have my reward from the universe. And they should by now have let go of their partner and come to me. Well, you're trying to control the universe now. You're trying to control God. You're trying to manipulate God now, okay? And that does never work. It will only work against your union. So it might look differently than you think it should. But be assured that they heal as you heal, because that is a sign of the true twin flame. If that's not so, genuinely not so, not because you're controlling or impatient or manipulative, but they genuinely don't heal as you heal, that's because it's not your twin flame. 15. They make you feel a sensation of love in your heart that you cannot deny and that will not go away. That has clearly come from a certain place that is extraordinary when compared to what commonly is considered love. Yeah, that's what the true twin flame makes you feel like. Because they come with a true love that is pointed to inside of you. Did you know that love never comes from them, but only comes from the foundational background of life that is able to be sensed inside of you? But the true twin flame is the one that makes you feel that feeling. And that's distinctive. It's different, it's unique. It's them that makes you feel the love that is accessible in you. That is the true foundational divine love. And not projections of romantic love as in the movies and whatnot. True love. And it is different, and you will notice it. And it will linger in your heart as this beautiful, it's like a sweet smell. And they will have awakened that inside of you. Yeah. Someone awakens that inside of you. It's a true twin flame. 16. They have awakened in you. Oh, it sounds like the same. Hold on. An unconditional love that you still feel for them in a very alive way, even when they would be in your past considerably at this point. Yeah, it's possible that this happened and they awakened that in you and you felt that kind of love, but they sort of moved out of your life again and you still feel that. You still smell that sweet smell of this honey, of the heart of the flower or something. And you still always feel that, even when they have moved on 5 years already, and you still feel it in your heart, like, yeah, I feel that, and it's connected to that person with that face and that name. I still feel it. I can't make that undone. They have moved on 5 years already in the physical sense, with physical, social relationship lives. But this, I can't forget this. This is like lingering. This is staying. I should go back there because this is actually the true love. And it is a twin flame sign. And you can go back there by doing the twin flame inner work. 17, you feel a deep longing to make come true a love life that includes the truth of your being, even when that seems impossible to realize when you look at temporary circumstances. When you do feel that deep longing, it is your true twin flame. Well, you have a direct connection with that genuine deep longing to, no matter what, go the whole journey with them in a love life that is connected to your being, not to your personality, your ego, your let's show the world how romantic we are, but to your genuine being. It is the true twin flame when it seems in the world, in the circumstances, in the material world, social, societal world, difficult, impossible. How on earth is it going to happen? I don't understand how we're going to get there. But the true twin flame gives you the feeling, the genuine feeling that you do want to go in that direction with a deep longing that is connected to your being. Nevertheless, that is the true twin flame, because it is possible with them, because love wins, and your soul knows that. And it's not about this seeming difficulty that makes it temporary, impossible. That's only a seeming thing, and that will transform in this healing. And it's more than worth it to go through that transformation process. And you feel that this clicks in for you like this, no matter what. That is the true twin flame. 18, you have the desire to be with them in your heart that you want to pursue at any cost. We're not talking about at any cost in a wrong way, in a toxic way, okay? We're talking about it in a genuine way, in a heart-centered way. Any cost for true heart transformation. You want to pursue it. And the desire is there with them. We're talking about that desire, and the motivation is truly there, not as a result of trauma, of toxicity in yourself, but genuinely. And that energy is there for it. That's a true twin flame. Bonus! This was not published in any blog or video yet. When you do the actual twin flame inner work the right way and continually, they keep on being revealed to you as your true twin flame. Yes, when you keep on doing the actual inner work in the right way, they keep on being revealed to you as the true twin flame. So the deeper you go, and then still all these signs click in for you for this person, and you go deeper with true inner work, with the key exercise, in the community, with the right teacher, in the right energy, with the guidance, and they still keep on being revealed to you as the true twin flame. that is the sign that it is your true twin flame. So, how we co-create getting to the truth of the matter. That is my topic to discuss a little bit right here, after we talked about 19 signs, 18 plus the bonus. And that means that in practice, what you do to get to the true twin flame, which is the one and only door that opens to your true abundance of your soul, that makes come true everything that your heart desires. There is no real other door that does that. If you really want to go in that direction, then it's awesome if you can check out all these signs. And it's awesome when you can do some twin flame inner work for yourself and still check off all these points to see if it's still the twin flame, as the bonus sign said. But what in practice makes it really stand out beyond any doubt? What you do is you come in the community and let yourself be guided by the energy that is here, by the guidance that I give. You come in a relationship one-on-one with me. We meet on a regular basis, which forms the relationship, right? Making use of all the very many outreaches that I have in a mini program, in our Facebook group, in VIP coaching sessions, one-on-one in a Zoom room, different things. I have e-courses, I have books, I have readings, but a regular working together. And then you will come in a genuine development of your consciousness. And we go together in the direction of your harmonious twin flame union consciousness state. And that will be discernible for you and me. And when you will move in that direction, you're almost there. Always, Divine Mother beeps me up and makes me aware that you're almost there. I will be aware of that. And a lot of the time I saw that Divine Mother makes me spend extra time with you. So yeah, it just happens. Because I'm here for you to do these things, you know. I care about that. We'll see how it works in our experiences together. I don't know. I will also be guided by Divine Mother, right? But I've seen it often happen like that. And then you will reach it. And I will know. We will be able to meet over that, connect in it. And that is the moment when you will have the vibration is on the right vibration of harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. And a couple of crucial things will become clear there, such as who is the true twin flame? What is your mission? And a couple more things that may be specific to you. These will become clear in our conversation. And I will be able to check that out for you, with you in this conversation. Because that is just how that goes. I can see it for you, with you, right before, on that time, right after, a little bit around it. We will be able to together check this out, make the check mark sign, because we can see with our inner eye and feel on the right vibration. And when that comes together, there we are. So that's when we know for sure when you are in harmonious twin flame union. And the things fall into place. Now, to help you move there as quickly as possible, there is a way to get to know divinely channeled information about your true twin flame. Not per se the person you think is your true twin flame at this moment. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. The point is that I will channel information directly from God about your true twin flame, and I will put that in the Divine Love reading. And that can play a role for you to sort things out individually for you much more, and lead you to the recognition and the consciousness state in the moment of harmonious twin flame union much more easy. And when we then in harmonious union conclude it together, you can sometimes look back, and for instance, a couple months earlier you had done make me do your divine love reading, and you read back now and you say, oh, now I get it. Yeah, now this truly falls into place what the divine channeled in your divine love reading. And it's awesome to see that. But many questions can already be answered in that divine love reading, making it easier for you individually to sort out what is truly going on in your situation. And some of the things that are in it are, for instance, do I have a twin flame, or is there another situation going on? Is my twin flame on Earth? Have I already met my twin flame? Is my twin flame in a relationship with me? Does my twin flame know we are twin flames? When will I know the true identity of my twin flame? Are we on our way to being in an intimate relationship together? What inner block is hindering us from coming together indefinitely? How do I resolve our inner block to harmonious union? How is my twin flame financially abundantly in his abundance doing, or her flowing? How is my twin flame's financial abundance flowing? That was better. Okay, how do we repair our financial abundance to its full capacity? And it's also about the energy point, 9 energy points in the twin flame energy system of creative identity that I use. We speak about mission too. We let the magician give you some advice, and the angels of God, the 72 angels of God that I work with, that want to work with me, I have to say, they also give some advice. There are decrees for you, which you can say and pronounce that clear your heart and soul out. And that closes it off. So there's a lot to experience in this divine love reading, and I will leave the link to that reading that you can buy in the description box below and in the pinned comment. So I hope this helped. 18 signs it is your true twin flame. 1 bonus. Co-create with me to get to the real truth of the matter in a one-on-one relationship, and let the divine love reading play a role in that too, because it is incredibly helpful. All right, I will see you in a future video. Love from Petra.